Well, hello and welcome back for the final
Contact London Control on 133.6.
Leg 47, where we left at Lossiemouth this morning.
On 133.60.
We're coming to land at RAF Cranwell, our final destination. It's only a few miles away from where I live, that's why it's been the starting point and end point of the loop around the Northern Hemisphere. Originally, when I started the idea, I called it Loop Around the World, or World Tour, and it was just basically looping around the Northern Hemisphere, get into the Southern Hemisphere. I've since had ideas for future sort of flights like this, so that's why I've sort of renamed this one the
Cessna November Tango, contact Scottish Control on 118.78.
Now I plan to land at every single country on the UN list of countries, as well as a couple of others that don't actually have any airports. Now there's places that are recognised, such as Vatican
At our
City.
3 o'clock, about 4 kilometers out, you can spot the York Stadium Leisure Complex. This modern sports hub is home to both York City Football Club and the York City Knights rugby league team. The stadium opened its doors in 2021, so it's still got that new stadium smell. If only we could smell it from up here. The complex isn't just about sports. It also features a leisure center and swimming pool, making it a favorite spot for locals to work off all those Yorkshire puddings. From the air, you can really appreciate how the stadium stands out against the surrounding neighborhoods.
Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to do a tour of every country in the world. So it's all the 196 countries, and it includes some countries such as Vatican City, Palestine, Andorra. They don't actually have any airfields. There's no way of landing an aircraft there. So what I'm going to have to do on those, I'll be landing at sort of close airfield. For example, Vatican City, I'll be landing at Rome, and then I'll be using a helicopter to go and do the extra hop over sort of Vatican City and then back again. So that's the way I'm going to get around those. It's going to take me a lot longer than it is to do this one. I think we're looking at the best part of 190 legs. There will be some countries that I can do two in the one time, but for example, my first one, I'm doing all of the UK home countries, even though UK is classed as the one country on the UN list. So I will be going to stopping in Wales first, that's our first stop, and then over to Era Island, then Northern Ireland and Scotland. So it's going to be a couple of them will have 2 or even 3 stops on there, so that'll be interesting. But it is going to take me, I'm betting probably the best part of 3 or 4 years. So the difference in quality of the flight sim between starting and finishing will probably be noticeable. I'm looking forward to seeing the difference on there. There has been a difference between the start of this tour and now. We're now on SU4. Things were a lot smoother. Yes, I had problems earlier. It was quite juggly when I was going over Dundee and Edinburgh, but generally things are a lot better now. Right, as you can see on the map here, we haven't got an awful long way to go now. Just in front of us, we've got the River Humber, so we'll then be into Lincolnshire. So it's not going to take long before we're approaching a home spot. So Coningsby. So we're going to be going over Waddington to Lincoln first, and then we're going to be going around to Cranwell. What we'll do, because we will be landing this direction, runway 08, we're going to have to go across and back round again. We're on VFR flight rules at the moment, so that's okay, we can pick up there.
Ryanair 85 November, contact Manchester Tower on 118.63.
118.63E, Ryanair 85 November.
300.
At our 1 o'clock, about 6 kilometers out, you'll spot a large park and recreation area. From up here, you can really appreciate how these green spaces are the lungs of towns like Goole. Parks like this one are often the heart of the community, hosting everything from summer fairs to impromptu football matches. During World War II, many parks across the UK were even used for growing vegetables as part of the Dig for Victory campaign.
London Control on 133.6, do you have 361?
Contact London Control, easy 2 Mike Delta.
Easy 2 Mike Delta, contact London Control on 130.925.
So that's a River Humber there. The track is going off in front of us from the Humber.
Default 361, contact London Control on 130.925.
London Control on 130.925, do you have 361? Bye bye.
Firefly 5885, contact London Control on 129.205.
Contact London Control on 129.205 for Firefly 585. Bye bye.
Easy 15 Yankee, contact London Control on 133.6.
London Control 133.6, easy 15 Yankee, bye bye.
It's getting a bit clanky down there. It's just real life. This is actually what it's like here at the moment. Well, I've just changed the procedure on that. looks like a more suitable procedure into there now. As you might be able to see from some of the gamer tags over there, we've got quite a lot of military aircraft around this area. This is quite normal. I am expecting, as I said earlier, I might get some accompaniment by some of them at some point. When you're playing multiplayer, this does happen. People do come up and say hello.
Since there aren't any major points of interest directly beneath us, let me tell you about Haxie, the village we're flying over. Haxie is famous for its annual Haxiehood game, a wild and muddy tradition that's been played since the 14th century. Every January, locals chase a leather tube, called the Hood, across fields and through the village, all in the name of fun and a bit of chaos. The origins of the game are said to date back to Lady de Mowbray, who lost her hood in the wind and was so entertained by the villagers chasing it that she declared it should become an annual event. It's one of the quirkiest traditions in England, and from up here, you can almost imagine the crowds scrambling through the fields below.
Well, as our tour guide, I think the name was Janet. And she's said there's not a lot down here, but it depends what you do, really. If you're a fisherman, this is the River Trent. This is a very good fishing river. Like a lot of rivers in the UK, it has suffered over years, but it has come back on form a lot more over recent years. Right, I'm gonna have to try and drop down a bit here, I think. This stretch here is still tidal. I fished down there before. That was absolutely amazing day. Conditions are spot on down there, man. Well, there's quite a array of different aircraft around. I've just seen a Blackbird over there, C-130J, Concorde in front of me, A320s. There's always a lot of aircraft airliners around, but we've already seen a few military aircraft, F-18s, F-35s. This is quite unusual for this area. Start dropping the speed back now. We'll be heading up to Newark shortly and then turning left back in towards Cranwell. The old power station site down here. There were lots of power stations through this area at one point, but most of them being coal have now been taken down. still over there. Vardy.
Since there aren't any major points of interest directly beneath us, let me tell you about the closest airfield, Retford, Gamston Airport. This airport started life as a Royal Air Force base during World War II, opening in 1942. It was used for training bomber crews and later became a civilian airfield. Today it's popular with private pilots and flying schools, and you might spot a few light aircraft buzzing around. The runways are still in use, and the old control tower is a reminder of its wartime past.
Logan 372, direct Muscat. Cleared for the ILS, runway 23 right approach until established.
Just winding its way down there.
Descending to 3500, cleared for the ILS, 23 right approach, Logan 372.
There's the old Newark airfield. That's the Newark Air Museum is there now. They've got Vulcan there that only just made it in. It came down from Waddington when it retired, landed there, and they only just had enough runway to stop it.
Logan 372, contact Manchester Tower on 118.63.
Switching to Manchester Tower on 118.63, East Logan 372.
Scottish Control, this is United 559. I intend to land at RF Cranwell, Echo Golf Yankee Delta. Am I clear to change over frequencies to Echo Golf Yankee Delta approach?
.559, roger. Squawk conspicuity and free call Cranwell approach 124.455.
124.455. Thank you, United 559.
Since there aren't any major points of interest directly beneath us, let me tell you about Newark-on-Trent, the closest town. Newark is famous for its impressive castle ruins right on the banks of the River Trent. The castle dates back to the 12th century and was a key stronghold during the English Civil War. Imagine all those cannonballs flying around. The town itself has a long history as a market center, and its location made it a hotspot for trade and occasionally a bit of drama. If you look closely from up here, you might spot the castle's distinctive stone walls and the winding river that made this spot so strategic for centuries.
Cranwell approach, United 559 with you 20 miles to your east, requesting full stop landing at RF Cranwell. I'm not...
559, unable, runways in use are 01 and 08, advise intentions.
Cranwell approach, requesting full stop landing on runway 08. So my position is currently 20 miles west of you, over the Newark area.
Cleared to enter the Cranwell control zone via the west, not above 2,000 feet, VFR, QNH 1034, basic service outside controlled airspace, squawk 2645, report entering the zone.
Clear to enter Cranwell control zone via the west, not above 2,000 feet VFR. QNH is 1034, basic service outside control space, squawk 2645, 559.
Identified QNH 1034.
Acknowledge 559. Right, we're going to have to drop down altitude again as well. Approach checklist, please, Steve.
Approach. Landing lights on? Check.
Check.
Flaps down?
Check. We will leave them at mid for the moment.
Approach checklist complete.
Descent checklist, please, Steve. That's the one I should have done first.
Decent. Landing lights on. Check.
Check.
Seatbelt lights. Check.
Check.
Bleed air heat.
Off. Check.
Propeller lever.
Check.
Ignition.
Check.
Decent checklist complete.
Approach checklist.
Since there aren't any
Steve.
major points of interest directly beneath us, let me tell you about the closest town, Grantham. Grantham is famous as the birthplace of Margaret Thatcher, the UK's first female Prime Minister, and also for being the place where Sir Isaac Newton went to school. The town's St. Wolfram's Church has one of the tallest spires in England, and from the air, it really stands out against the landscape. Grantham was also a key stop on the Great North Road, which was the main route between London and Edinburgh for centuries.
Approach. Landing lights on. Check.
Check.
Flaps down.
Check. Seats for landing, please.
I'm just the tour guide, so I'll leave the landing clearance to the professionals in the tower. But if you want to know about anything interesting on the ground as we come in, I'm your person.
I'm just telling you to get to your seat for landing, that's all.
Departure Golf Charlie Mike Juliet Hotel 2000 for 4000.
Golf Charlie Mike Juliet Hotel. Radar contact. Altitude restrictions cancelled. Maintain VFR.
Up to 2000 Golf Charlie Mike Juliet Hotel.
There we go, brakes are on.
Golf Tango Zulu November. Echo contact London. Control on 127.105.
27.105 for Golf Tango Zulu November Echo.
Fuel boost is off. Thank you very much, Steve.
Departure Golf Lima Juliet Juliet X-ray 2000 for 4000.
Golf Lima Juliet Juliet X. Ray radar contact. Maintain VFR at or below 8000.
Battery off.
Climb 8000 Golf Lima Juliet Juliet X-ray.
Plus power is off. Thank you, Steve, for your assistance with this flight.
Okay, let me know when it's set.
I think you missed that.
Golf Charlie Mike Juliet Hotel. Contact London. Control on 127.105.